Hey guys, and welcome back to Teal House Farm. Today we're going to do a real simple recipe, a 3-ingredient dinner roll. And this is actually the second time that we've made this video. So if you remember a little while back, I had just a regular video in there. I inserted how I had found this recipe online for a 3-ingredient dinner roll, and it didn't work out at all. And a lot of you in the comments said, oh no, I love that recipe, I use it, but the problem was the recipe you had, the person who gave it to me, they didn't say self-rising flour. What they had in the recipe was just regular flour. And the dinner rolls, they were real stodgy, they were short, they had cooked like twice as long as the recipe had said, and they were still gooey in the middle because they hadn't risen. It was like pudding in the middle. It was gross. And anyway, a lot of you said, oh no, I make these rolls, they're actually pretty good, but you have to use the self-rising flour. So I went back and checked the recipe that I used again online, and it definitely did not say self-rising flour. So the little viral meme or whatever that was going around for that recipe was incorrect. So today we're going to make them together the way that they were supposed to be done. The idea behind this is that, you've made dinner, or you're making dinner and you realize you want bread, but rolls take a lot of time and prepackaged rolls are expensive and things like that. So this can get you a decent dinner roll on the table really quick without all the rising time. And we're going to cook them in a muffin tin, so they're a dinner roll size, and they only need 3 things. So we're going to need self-rising flour. We'll use 2 cups of this. We're going to need 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise and 1 cup of milk of your choice. And I believe you can use a milk substitute if you are lactose intolerant or don't drink milk. You can use any kind of milk substitute you want. We're also going to make some cinnamon brown sugar butter to go on these rolls, just because that sounds like a nice little treat. Now, the one thing I have been told is that these don't brown real well. You're not going to get a brown roll on top. So something I'm going to try is brushing a little bit of butter on top when they have about 2 or 3 minutes left in the oven, to see if we can get a nice brown coat on the outside of the roll, so they're even more like a nice dinner roll with that nice browned color. But we'll see what happens. Let's make these together, and then we'll make the brown cinnamon butter, and we'll let the kids give them a try, because if there is any honest food critics out there in the world, it is definitely children. Let's go ahead and put it together.
We're going to need a medium-sized mixing bowl, and then we're going to do 2 cups of the self-rising flour. To that, we'll add 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise and 1 cup of milk. And again, you can use a milk substitute for this. It'll work just fine from what I've been told. Mix it all together. It looks kind of like a Bisquick dough. Then you want some greased or lined muffin tins. I'm going to use bacon grease today to grease my muffin tins. We don't really use spray. I don't think I've bought any in 7 or 8 years. We just use whatever kind of meat grease we have left over. Today it's bacon grease. You could use lard. You could use hamburger grease, which is tallow. You could use butter. And we're going to fill each little tin up about 3/4 of the way. The dough is really sticky. It doesn't spread out all the way. Looks like that. We're going to preheat our oven here. We want it on 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The rolls are going to cook about 15 minutes, but I put a timer on for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we're going to go ahead and brush them with some melted butter to see if we can get a browner look on top of the rolls. So melted a little bit of butter in the microwave. We're just going to put it on after that 10 minutes and let them cook for 5 more minutes until they're done. Didn't brown too much, but let's give them a taste test anyway. We're going to go ahead and make our honey butter while we let those cool off a little bit. So I got a stick of butter chopped up, adding about a teaspoon of cinnamon, a splash of vanilla, and then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar. Now, I should have let this butter kind of sit out at room temperature for a little bit to make it whippable, but I'm going to stick it in our off oven, which is still warm, for just a minute to get it softened.
And now you get it like the bowl.
A roll. Split it in halfsies. Yeah, much better texture than last time. It's not pudding in the middle. Okay, hang on, don't try it yet. We're gonna try it together. You ready? Let me get one for me.
I was gonna lick the icing though. No,
it's butter.
Just
you want to eat that half? Okay, hang on. Okay, you ready? Set.
Go.
I think this is pretty good.
The butter's way better.
It definitely tastes like the roll is pretty bland, but the texture is good.
I tell you, they're not going to sleep.
Okay, come here, JJ, try this.
Okay, I have to go to the bathroom though. I'll come back in a minute.
It tastes a lot like the butter you get at Texas Roadhouse. I don't know that you've ever been there though.
I doubt I did. You like it? You don't like it?
You don't like it?
Yeah.
Okay. A roll with cinnamon sugar butter.
I love it.
You love it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you just saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so the verdict was overall, everybody liked the rolls, which is what we were here for, right? So they are definitely not as brown, and they look kind of lumpy. Like, it's not a nice roll shape. And the texture is okay. It's pretty good texture, doesn't have a flaky outside. But for a roll that took 15 minutes from mixing to baking to get something on the table when you just need like a quick bread or quick biscuit, that worked out really well. So that's definitely a recipe that we'll be using again now that we know that we needed the self-rising flour. I really like the cinnamon butter. Half the kids like it and half don't, and the half that don't say the cinnamon is too strong. So you could lower the amount of cinnamon in it if you wanted to, or you could do maybe like a honey butter. The rolls themselves are pretty bland. It's just a plain like white bread roll. There's no flavor in there. So a flavored butter or a butter with some jelly or some honey on top is probably a must for these. Otherwise, it's just a really blah piece of bread. But overall, it worked. So thumbs up. Thank you to all of you who commented below and gave me that suggestion. It worked out well. It's a quick recipe to add to my repertoire, and I was glad to be able to share it with you all today. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.